Welcome, everybody. My name is Viviana Leyva, and I am the Assistant Director for the Center for International Programs and Services here at Suffolk University. The Center for International Programs and Services Office is part of the Division of Student Success, which is located on the 73 Tremont on the 9th floor. As part of the Division of Student Success, we also have the Academic Advising Office, and each advisor will work with you to make sure you balance your personal interests with your curriculum and graduation requirements. So when you progress out of your pathway program, you will work with one of the academic advising advisors to make sure that you meet the requirements to graduate in time. We also have the Office of Disability Services, and they assist students with disabilities and will help them to have an equal and effective and meaningful access to all the programs and opportunities at Suffolk. But besides just serving the disability, the students with disabilities, they also help everybody, so you can access the resources. So if you have any questions, or if you're having problems, or not problems, if you're having issues in the class that you're not understanding a subject, or if you want them to help you out with accommodating you to take an extra time for an exam, they will be able to assist you with that. If you need help in understanding a class, maybe they'll have somebody videotaping the class or recording the class, so it will be easier for you to understand the subject. So they will be able to assist you with that information as well. We also have the Center for Learning and Academic Success, or CLAS, and their office has different assistance that they can also give to you. So we have tutoring, so they can assist you in writing or English content, or if you have any other subjects that you will want to write or get tutored in, like any subjects and any classes that you want help, they will be able to assist you with that. They also have a study group, so if you want to meet with other people, with other students that are going through the same classes, so they already have experience on the subjects that you are having a little bit of difficulty, they will be able to help you with that as well. And they also have coaching, so they can provide you with the skills, guidance, and support necessary for reaching your long-term goals and overall achievement. So if you need help in managing your time or anything related to that, they will be able to assist you. And on the 9th floor as well, we also have the Career Development Center office, which they will be able to assist you if anything related to your career. So for example, if you need assistance in writing your resume or creating your resume American style, or finding an internship. So if you decide to do an internship as part of your program, they will be able to assist you in finding one and preparing yourself for an interview or negotiating a salary. So if you decide to do OPT after you graduate, they will be able to assist you in finding those type of jobs. And of course, our office, the Center for International Programs and Services. So we are here to assist you with any immigration advice. So if you have questions about your visa, your passport, your I20, anything on that, we will be able to assist you. We have social support, so if you're not feeling well, if you want to come and talk to us about any issues that you're having, or anything related to your accommodation or to your acclimatation here into the United States, we'll be able to assist you. And we also have programming events during the whole semester, such as CPT, employment authorization workshops like CPT, which internships, or OPT, which are the employment options that you can get after you graduate, and other meaningful workshops that we have during the whole semester, so you can attend one of those. The CIPS, or Center for International Programs and Services, is located on the 9th floor of 73 Tremont Street, and we serve about 1,500 students, international students, during the whole semester. And that includes undergraduate, graduate, and law school, and some of the scholars as well. So we are a very diverse population at Suffolk. So you will probably be able to find a lot of international students in your classes as well. Our office hours are from Monday to Friday from 8:45 to 4:45, and you can always reach us by emailing us or by calling to the office. This is our website. So suffolk.edu/ISSO, which stands for International Student Services Office. And you can check any of your information here in regards to immigration or any programming events that we have during the whole semester. Sometimes we also post important immigration information, such as the regulations or any information that's relevant to you. So the office and who will be your advisors. So we are 4 of the advisors right now. And we have Gregory Jabot, who is the director for the Center for International Programs and Services. And we have Tyler, Valentina, and of course me, that we advise on anything in regards to your immigration. If you also want to study abroad, we can also advise you on that. You can reach out to the international office or international advisors by emailing us at isso@suffolk.edu. I always put here, please check your email weekly because Suffolk communicates a lot through your email. And it's very important that you read those emails because it contains important information about the school and whatever is important for in regards to immigration regulations. So now I'm going to talk to you about your documents and your concepts in regards to your immigration rules and regulation. So CIPS is a database system that the government, the United States government uses to gather your information. This database communicates with different entities all around the world. And anytime you have any questions or if it's anything related to you, they will go into the system and pull up your information. So the first thing that you did was apply to Suffolk. You sent your information, you told us your name, your address, where you live, and the program that you're applying to at Suffolk. We created an I20 for you. And then with this I20, you went over to the consulate or the embassy and applied for the visa. So the consulate, what they did was they went into CIPS and pulled up your information. They knew that you were coming to Suffolk because that's the I20 that you presented to them. And they pull up your information. So they knew your address, your phone number, what program you're going to be studying here at Suffolk. And then they created your visa. The next thing was at the port of entry of Customs and Border Patrol. So when you arrive at the airport, they pull up your information. So you gave them your passport, they scanned your passport, and they pull up your information, and they knew that you were coming to Suffolk. So the next thing will be, once you're here in the United States, it will be the USCIS office or immigration here in the United States. So if in a case that you need to get a social security or a driver's license or any specific immigration paperwork, they will pull up all this information from your CIPS record. So why is this important, you may ask? This is important because we want to make sure that all of your information is always accurate. And we have your name spelled the way it is and the way it appears on your passport. We don't want to have your documents matching anybody that's a criminal or anything like that. So we want to make sure that everything it's correctly and it's accurate. So we want to make sure that we have everything correct. So in order to have that, we want to make sure that everything is correct. So the next thing will be your passport. Your passport must be valid at all times while you're here in the United States. It should be valid at least 6 months into the future in order to enter the country. So every time you enter the US, your passport has to be valid for at least 6 months into the future. Usually the passport, of course, it has your information here, your address, your date of birth, the country that you're from, and the passport's expiration. So if your passport expires while you're here in the United States, you can renew it while you're here in the United States. You will just need to contact your country's consulate in the United States and process the documents for them to renew your passport. The passport also has something that is here in the bottom that's called a machine readable zone. Your I-20 should reflect the way that your passport has your name in here. So your passport's, your I-20's number, name should be reflecting the information that is on the machine readable zone. If your I-20 has anything different than that, please let us know and we'll help you fix that information. The next thing is the arrival stamp. So every time you enter into the country, immigration advisors will stamp your I-20, or they will give you this stamp on your I-20, on your passport. The stamp pretty much says that you have been admitted into the United States and the port of entry that you used. So if you come to Boston, it will say BOS. This is the date that you enter the United States and the class of admissions that they will give you. So if you're a student, an F1 student, it will show up in here if you're an international student. And this DS means that they will give you admissions into the United States until the duration of status. So meaning that as long as you are continuing and progressing your into your studies, you can be here in the United States legally, as long as your other documents are, and are valid and you are maintaining your status. The next important document that you will ever need is your I-94. So the I-94 is a record of all of your travels. So every time you enter the country or you leave the country, all your information will be recorded in here. And in order to retrieve your I-94, you will go to www.cbp.gov. When you go into the website, you click here where it says need your I-94 number, and you will go into this page. When you're in this page, you will click on your get most recent I-94. And this is what you'll get. So you will need to enter your passport information, and this is the information that you get. Now, this is very important because this is the only paper that you will be able to show anybody, or in case that you need to get a driver's license or a social security. Immigration is going to ask you for the I-94. So this is the only paperwork that shows that you came here legally into the country. And the same as the stamp that you get, it will show the duration of status. Every time you enter into the country, you will get a new I-94 number. So just remember that. You want to make sure that you check this when you go home or when you have the time. and make sure that they have admitted you as an F1 student into the United States. If they admitted you as a different type of visa, you need to let us know so we can help you fix that information. You cannot study under any other visa unless it's the F1, okay? Back in the day, they used to give this little white card, but students used to lose it all the time and it was a pain to get it back. So that's why they created this website, so you can get this electronically. The next thing will be your I20 or your CIPS number. So when we, well, your I20. So when we talk to you and we say, can I get your CIPS number, or can I have your CIPS ID number? This is located at the top of your I20 and it says CIPS ID number. It usually starts with an N and 3 zeros. So just to be aware of this information, anytime we talk to you, we'll probably ask you for that or your I20 number. So the I20 has your information here at the top, your name and your date of birth, your country, all that stuff. It also has your Suffolk or your school information, so it will have that in here. And your program information, so what major you're studying, and how much it costs for this program and for you specifically to be in this program. It will have your, my signature or our school designated school official in here, and it will also have your signature. The important part about the I-20 is the program end date. Please do not let your I-20 expire. If you need extra time to complete your requirements or to continue your studies here at Suffolk, please let us know the semester the I-20 will end, but prior to the end date of the semester. Once the I-20 ends and expires, we will not be able to help you be in active status. So there is some regulations that if at any time your documents expire, you then become illegal or you don't have any status anymore into the United States. So you want to make sure that your I-20 is valid at all times, okay, while you're here in the United States. If you need extra time, please let us know in time. The next thing is the regulations. So I'm pretty sure you did not read this whole thing. Even though we sometimes put a note here to please read it, I know you have not done it. But maybe some of you have done it, which is good. Which basically, this is the regulations that I am talking to you about right now. We know that sometimes students don't read it, and that's why we hold this information. But it is very important for you to get familiar with this because technically it's like a contract that you signed with the United States. So you do want to make sure that you read them at any given time, okay? If we had any exchange students, the information will be the same as the F1 students, although the paperwork will look a little bit different and it will have the same information here. The expiration and their signatures. The next document will be your visa. So the visa is technically a permit to enter into the country. So once you are inside of the United States, the visa, it's technically not I mean, it is valid, but it's not important anymore. So the visas need to be valid, of course, while you enter into the United States, and you can stay in the United States with an expired visa. That is not a problem. You, unfortunately, if your visa expires while you're here, you cannot renew it while you're here. The only difference will be the only thing is that you will need to renew your visa outside of the country. Just like it is a permit to enter, once you're inside, you don't need it, but once you are outside and you want to come in, you do need it again to enter the country, okay? So the visa has important information here, as it has your class of admission. So if you're an F1 student, it will have your visa as an F1 student. It will have your information. It will have the expiration date, and it will have your CIPS ID number or your I20 number in here, and the school that you are attending. It is also okay that you are transferring, when you are transferring to another school, and your visa has the name of the other school or Suffolk. So if you decide to transfer to another school and the information here has another school information, that is also okay. It is not a problem. As long as you will still have your passport and your I-20 valid, you can transfer your I-20, and that's not a problem. So there is a little regulation that if your visa expires, you can travel to Mexico and Canada for up to a week with your visa, with your expired visa, but it has to be only for a week. Now, if you are going for longer than a week, definitely you will need to renew your visa before you are able to enter the United States. In order to maintain your status, of course, you need to report to our office. So you can always update your address and to our website. If you move out of your apartment, we need to know where you are staying. So you can report it on our website, or you can also report it to the registrar's office. As an international student, you are required to maintain full-time enrollment all the time. So you need to be registered for at least 12 credits every semester, with the exception of summers, because summers does not require a term for Suffolk, and with the exception of your last semester. So after you're completing, I mean, if it's your very last semester, you can be enrolled in less than 12 credits. If at any given time, and it's not your last semester, we see that you are enrolled in less than 12 credits, unfortunately, even if it's 10 or 11, we will have to terminate your I-20. This is because it's immigration regulations and we have to follow the rules. So make sure that you're always enrolled at 12 credits. Follow the employment rules. So pretty much for all of you that are on Into right now, and the pathway or academic English, you will not be able to have any employment. Once you progressed out of the Into program, then you can work on campus and you can probably find an internship depending on your program. Always keep your documents current, as I mentioned before. And there is another regulation that you are allowed to only take one online class per semester, with the exception of Into, because Into does not have online classes. So, or the Pathway programs does not, you cannot do online classes in the Pathway program. But once you progressed out of the program and you are into the regular degree, you are allowed to do only one class per full-time load. So meaning that you can register for one online class as long as you are registered for 12 credits in total. So what after you finished your program, what is going on after, or what's the options? So if you're an F1 student, you have, after you finish all your requirements, you have a grace period of 60 days. So during these 60 days, you can actually decide to leave the country if you want to. You can also decide to apply for OPT. So meaning you can get that 1 year of employment. That is the benefit of your I-20 or your visa. Or you can actually transfer to another program if you decide to go for a higher degree. We will help you to get the new I-20, or we will, if you decide to do it at Suffolk, or we can transfer, or we can help you transfer your I-20 if you're going to do it at another institution. Or you can also move to a different type of visa. So I don't know if maybe you can change the visa types that you decide. If you are an exchange student, you have only 30-day grace period. If you have to do anything like getting the I20 or applying for OPT, all of that has to be done before the end of the 60th day on the grace period. And this is including weekends as well, because otherwise your I20 will expire after the 60 days will be completed. Travel authorization. So always have your passport, valid passport, in order to travel. Again, you need to get the 6 months in advance in the future. So the validation will have to be for at least 6 months in the future in order to enter the US. Have your valid visa, F1 or J1 visa, in order to enter into the country. Your valid I20 or DS 2019 for the exchange students. And don't forget to get your I20 signed or your DS 2019 at least a week prior for traveling. So before you travel, make sure that you reach out to one of the international advisors, either at INTU or at our office, and we will help you to get your I20 signed before you travel. Now, the signatures, the travel signatures are good for they're good for up to a year, but we want to always have them updated every 6 to 9 months, just because we want to make sure that you are registered for classes and that you are continuing here at Suffolk. The Massachusetts or ID options for you. So we will have, you can do the Massachusetts driver's license. If you are able to drive, you can go for a test and do the Massachusetts driver's license, or you can get a Massachusetts ID. We do suggest to get either one of those because you don't want to be losing your paperwork here. So you don't want to lose your visa or your passport because it's a pain to get them back, and you might need them in the future. So we do suggest that if you're staying here at Suffolk or here in the United States for at least 1 year, you can get your Massachusetts, your driver's license or your ID. We will have all the information that you required in order to get this paperwork in our office. So you can either come into the office once we open, and or you can email us and we'll send you the information. The social security number, a lot of students are always asking for a social security. So this social security number is only given for to students that actually have employment or that are going to work in the United States. So at this moment, you probably won't need it, but if you need an information in order to get the driver's license, you can ask for a denial letter. The denial letter will be given to you by the Social Security Administration, and you can also give that to the RMV to get your driver's license or your Massachusetts ID. Again, if you have any questions about all these documents, we have them in the office and we can always send you the information. Another word that we want to give to you is to watch out for scams. I know every semester we have students that are getting scams and are getting people calling at them saying that they are the IRS or the 911, and they are demanding to get paid because otherwise they will be going to jail or they will be sending them to immigration. So if you do get any of those calls, please do not pay attention to them. And in fact, if you do get them, just let them know that you will need to report them to your immigration advisors here at Suffolk. We don't want you to have to pay any money to anybody. Please do not give any of your personal information to anyone that is asking you on the phone. They just want to have and get, they want to have your information and get any money out of you. So please do not pay attention to any of these calls and report them to us if you do get them. So the next steps, as always, of course, check your emails. You can always check our website as well. And if you have any questions, you can always schedule an appointment with your international advisors. And last but not least, we also have a lot of clubs on campus that you can join. So we are a diverse campus, as I said, and we have lots of clubs that you can join to adjust into the culture and join Suffolk as well. And one of them is the Home Away from Home. So Home Away from Home is it's a program that helps partner friendships between international students and domestic students. And we always have fun activities during the whole semester, such as like Red Sox games or apple picking, anything like that during the whole semester. So if you want to, you are more than welcome to join us at any given time. And if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. You can always email us or call into the office. And we do wish you a very successful year, okay? Thank you so much for watching.